What's up? Welcome to another episode of Chat with Jackson. I'm your host, Jackson Berkeley. The show is designed for the young and old to talk about the current events of sports, dating, and the other issues in your life. Remember to always send your comments and your questions to dreamcorevision@gmail.com, and I'll try to answer them over the air. So, sports fans, Super Bowl's coming up, and I was just wondering what team you're going for. Pittsburgh Steelers or the Green Bay Packers? I've given this a lot of thought, and my heart really wants the Green Bay Packers to win. I think the whole story with Brett Favre retiring, unretiring, leaving, going to the New York Jets, going to Minnesota, having the year he had, Aaron Rodgers being the true professional that he has, being quiet during the whole thing, finally getting to the big game, finally winning it the same year that Brett Favre's streak ends, I think is really cool. But my football mind, thinks that Pittsburgh Steelers defense is too tough. Big Ben doesn't make mistakes. He's so hard to bring down. I think Aaron Rodgers throws a couple picks in the second half. I think the Pittsburgh grinds it out, controls the clock. I think they're going to end up winning. Final score, Pittsburgh 24, Green Bay 17. The thing I really love about the Super Bowl is the history of it. I love watching the teams of yesteryears. I love seeing the old Super Bowls, the old players, the old play calling, how it was won, the true passion of the game. And it got me thinking, which team is the greatest Super Bowl team of all time? Was it the Steelers in the 1970s with the steel curtain defense? Was it the half line Montana to Rice 49ers of the 80s? Was it Jimmy Johnson's Cowboys of the early 90s? Was it the Pittsburgh Steelers? Was it the New England Patriots of the 2000s? You could also list a lot of great teams that did not win multiple Super Bowls, like the 85 Bears, the 2000 Rams, or last year's Saints. What's up? We got an email. Jen of Denver writes, Jackson, the greatest Super Bowl team ever was the Patriots team that went undefeated during the regular season. Never will you see a team with that much explosion on offense and the relentless way of beating teams. Jim, I agree with you that Patriots team was unstoppable. They probably were the greatest regular season team of all time. However, they did not win the Super Bowl. The Giants won the Super Bowl that year. Should the Patriots have beat them? Well, yeah, I think they were better at almost every position. But the Giants didn't make the mistakes. They made the plays in the second half when it counted. They hit Tom Brady in the mouth, and they won. The Patriots should have won that game, and had they won, gone 19-0, then I could argue that they were the greatest team of all time. But I have a hard time saying that you're the greatest team of all time if you don't even win the champion. I look forward to reading your emails about this at dreamcorevision@gmail.com. Let's change the topic a little bit and let's talk about dating. For all you single people out there, there's never been more of a complicated time in the history of the world today than there is today. I remember growing up, if you wanted to ask a girl out, you went up to her, you asked her for her phone number, you would call her on the phone, so you didn't have to ask her in person, and she would say yes or no. Or, if you were really brave, you could ask her in person and make her answer you on the spot. Or, if you were kind of shy, you could write a note. But that was kind of dangerous because if you said, will you go out with me, yes or no, she could be a total douchebag and say no and then make fun of you to all your friends. But, that was life back then. Now you got Match.com, you have ILoveYou.com, you have IDon'tKnowWhatElse.com. Everyone is paying for all these dating sites, and yet no one seems to be happy in dating. There's so many social networking sites today, and those can be kind of scary because you can't hide your past as well as you could, 10, 15 years ago. In the olden days, I guess, when I was growing up, if you dated a girl and you had a bad breakup, if you didn't tell the girl, the next girl you date, there's a good chance that she didn't know. But now with MySpace and Facebook and all the other social networking sites, she can pretty much discover anything there is to know about you. There's very few hidden things. I had this one friend of mine who had a very bad breakup with a girl. He started dating a new girl. His ex-girlfriend started harassing his new girlfriend on Facebook. And most of you are thinking, well, she just needs to get a life. I could not agree more. But that's the world we live in today. We live in a world where there's nothing secret. Everything you write it's just a Google search away. So I got a question for you guys. Do the social networking sites make it easier in your opinion or harder to date? Has anyone done a background check on a potential date? Has anyone ever been scared off by what they saw on another person's account? Hey, Mike, you want to go out? Well, I would, Sarah, but I see that you sacrifice live animals on Tuesday before supper. I'm just afraid that you aren't the type for me. I'm afraid my mom and dad would not approve of dating someone that sacrifices live animals on Tuesday before supper. I know it's a scary world out there. You're scared to be alone, but do yourself a favor. Do not date someone that sacrifices live animals on Tuesday or any other day of the week. You're going to save yourself a lot of heartache. I'd love to hear more of your thoughts, your dating experiences. Send your questions, your comments, your emails to dreamcorevision@gmail.com. What up, what up? It's mailbag time. It's where you, the viewer, get to ask me random questions. All right. First email. Trisha from Los Angeles asked me, Jackson, I went on a date with this guy. I really like the guy. He said he had a good time, but he hasn't called me back. It's been over a week. Should I move on? Should I call him? Or should I wait for him to call me? Trisha, I really appreciate the email. I really appreciate the question. Unless the guy you went out with is a crime fighter, vigilante, that's been busy busting up crime rings, I wouldn't give him the time of the day. A week is a very long time in the dating, get-to-know-you world to not call someone back. Do yourself a favor. Dump the zero and get with a true hero. All right, here's another email. Paul from Minnesota writes, Hey, Jackson, I noticed that you live close to Dallas. How's the weather been leading up to Super Bowl week? Paul, I know everyone up north is probably laughing at us right now. Today's Saturday. Today was the first day that it's been above freezing since Monday afternoon. The roads were atrocious, drivers were scared, and the whole city became a giant slip and slide. The city officials threw their arms up and said, well, we never expected that it would ever be like that. Well, that's Dallas for you. All right, it's time for Jackson Berkeley's funny story of the week. Many of you know I live in the Dallas area. We've had record snows. It's been record snow, record ice, record cold, record everything negative as far as the weather, as far as what we are used to in Dallas. The roads were bad. Drivers were even worse, so I stayed home. Yesterday, I was starving. I didn't want to go out to get food, so I ordered a pizza. I ordered my pizza, and the bad weather really did not affect the length of the time it took for the pizza to get there. I was sitting on my couch when there was a knock on the door, so I get up, open the door, and there's the pizza lady. She's kind of an older lady, kind of a little bit overweight, but I didn't really care what she looked like because I was starving and I just wanted my pizza. So I take the pizza, I take my drink, and I take the garlic sauce that they give and everything. So I put it in the door. I close the door. I'm shivering. I need to sign my credit card receipt. Well, she starts hitting for her pockets. She can't find the pen for me to sign the receipt with. I'm sitting there turning 3 shades of blue, and she's like, dadgummit, where's my pen? Where's my pen? And I'm thinking, lady, just find a pen and come back, and then, so she does something that I never have seen anyone do in her whole life. She takes her left hand, she sticks it down her shirt. Okay, remember, this is an older lady in her 50s. She's about 5'4" and probably weighs mid 200s. So she's kind of a big lady, kind of short, and she's kind of scaring me, all right? She takes her hand, she puts it under her shirt. She starts moving her bra around, trying to find the pin. She goes, well, it's not in that boob. She didn't use chest. She didn't use bra. She said boob. She takes her right hand. She sticks it under her shirt. She starts to play with it. She pulls out a pin. Okay, that story enough would be enough to freak someone out. But she takes the pin and she smells the pin. She goes, woo, walking up all those stairs has got my body and this pen stinking. She hands me the pen to sign for my pizza. Well, so I sign for it, close the door, eat my pizza, and forget about it. But I hope you enjoyed the funny story of the week. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I always like to end the episode with a thought-provoking quote from a famous person. Confucius said, "Man who go to sleep with itchy butt wake up with smelly fingers. Until next time, I'm Jackson Berkeley.